Cue the intro.
The Kingdom Hearts series making its way to PC was the best thing to ever happen to the series. Before I jump into that though, I do gotta ask you guys to click that like button. YouTube shows mercy to no one, so getting likes is the way to help us reach out to more people. Trying to get back to over 100,000 subs again. That would be very appreciated if we could do that, so please and thank you. Anyways, not only is it the best way to play the games with both performance and accessibility, but there are tons of features that are exclusive to this version. I cannot emphasize enough how important it is to me that this game has sound settings. The ability to turn off the music and add my own has been a game changer for replays. It also makes streaming the game so much more fun. But the real cream of the crop has to be the modding community. Can I mention how happy I am that modding this game is such a simple process? Not like making the mods, but downloading the mods. Like, I can't make nothing. I'm gonna tell you right now, I can't do that. It's literally download the thing and put the thing in this folder, boom, done. You know how dumb baby I am when it comes to technology? It's so easy, like I love this. And every single one of y'all are freaks, and I mean that in like the kindest way possible. All right, let me translate before somebody misinterprets. If I ever call someone a freak, this means that you are so amazing at something and I'm so jealous that I can't do that thing. For example, you should check out TREUS on Twitch, and he's like an insanely good Sora Smash main. During Prodigy's Sora Only Invitational, I was invited to participate, and TREUS and Cyberman worked together to eliminate me. It was obviously targeted, and they're Sora freaks, and I hate them. You see what I mean? The Kingdom Hearts modding community is full of the most hardworking, dedicated freaks I've ever seen. And they be producing this magic for free. For free? It's wild. Like, I beg y'all, please start your own little game on the side or something. Like, I want to support you in a way I can because you've done such an amazing job. And this video is me highlighting that. I won't be talking much about the Kingdom Hearts 3 randomizer or the Kingdom Hearts 3 Coliseum mods, because honestly there are a handful of mods out there that are so massive that they deserve their own dedicated videos. This is more so my favorite mods that I've been able to experience while playing on PC. And there's so many, I didn't realize how many until I started putting this together. These are my favorite Kingdom Hearts 3 mods. For starters, I gotta dedicate a whole section of this video to Dalin1016 because he's my favorite freak of all. There's so much high quality content that comes from this man, it's wild. For starters, there are dedicated arenas for the data battles during Remind. He created these entire structures that take place in the environments that they happen throughout the story. Some of my personal favorites being the Sanctum of Time for young XEHANORT, the Hollow Bastion Grand Hall for Dark Riku, and the Kingdom Hearts 2 final boss for Data XEMNAS. There's even a Twilight Town XION data battle arena, but I haven't unlocked it yet because I'm bad. Point is, these are nearly flawless replicas of the original battles with that Kingdom Hearts 3 flair. I didn't realize how much of a difference these arenas were gonna play when I played them in Remind. He also completely replaced the loading screens in the game with images from Smash. It's like adorable tweets from Sora and his experience in Smash Bros. Like, it's such a small thing but goes such a long way. Not only that, but he does tons of cosmetics for Keyblades that look incredibly real. And like, he doesn't just throw the skin on the Keyblade and call it a day. Like, he creates custom UI for each Keyblade he mods with Keyblade transformations to go along with it. Like, that's so cool. Are you kidding me? Although I gotta say, and I'm showing my bias here with this one, my favorite Keyblade mod has to be the Keykeeper mods. This is gonna sound really corny and sentimental, but hey. So I barely get to see Dean, Jared, or HMK, you know, maybe a few times a year. Less than that now with the whole global Panic at the Disco. Like, those are my homies, and you know, I love them so much. And to see the Keyblades that they use in their content within the game, I just use all of them, and I think it's the coolest thing in the whole world to me. Kingdom Hearts 3 lets you carry 3 Keyblades at a time, so I run Sora Alam's Maximum Control, HMK's Hectic Eternity, and the Gamer's Joint's Cynical Rage. I switch between them all the time. It's almost like my friends are my pod. I'm sorry. I just love them so much. There's also a Skyward Promise Keyblade, the Keyblade that I used in all my arts like for years ago. I'm not crazy about the name Skyward Promise as much anymore, but hey, I liked what it was at the time. Since the Keyblade is over Oblivion, when I go into second form, it changes into Keykeeper form, and like, that's so freaking cool. Are you kidding me? I'm gonna sound like a broken record for this video, but I gotta say, that's just so fire. Jared's Keyblade transformation turns into a chicken wing. Jared's Keyblade transformation turns into a chicken wing.
I've never seen a man eat so many chicken wings.
It's a dream come true. And then there's the menu mods, the TREUS menu mod and the C mod menu. These are the ones that allow players to break the game in its entirety. Like, I can play as any character at any point in the story and summon like 1 million party members. If I want to play as Aqua with Donald, Mike Wazowski, Woody, and Thanos, I can. I was able to create so many fun and memorable runs with these mods. They're incredibly experimental and break my game all the time, but I love them so much. They also continue to get tons of updates, making the menus easier to use. And if you haven't tried them out, I really highly recommend it. It makes Kingdom Hearts 3 feel like like a giant creative playground where anything is possible. These mods just throw all the rules out the window. Then there's the quality of life mods, meaning like these are the mods that don't really fundamentally change too much about the game. They're just smaller tweaks to help the game perform better. For example, the Remind ability integration mod, allowing players to unlock the Remind abilities throughout the main story. As players progress, they get to unlock all the cool Remind combos, and it's great. That's one thing that Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind doesn't do that Final Mix does. With Final Mix, the new content was tied together with the main game. This meant unlockable things that were new to the Final Mix version were just part of the story. They were like this new canon. With Remind, since all the new content happens in like this separate episode, there's no need for that. This mod just makes replaying the main story just so much more fun. Then there's the menu mods, like the copyright skip screen that removes Disney and Pixar and all the copyright information from the screen. I mean, yeah, like this is chill, but these menus take 1,000 years to get through without the mod. This mod just takes me right to the game. Combine this with the skip opening mod where it just removes the curtain intro in its entirety, and the game just sits at the main menu, and it's perfect for when I stream the game. I can just sit there without having to worry about messing with the audio levels or the copyrighted music. And then there's the small HUD mods, my favorite being the custom HUD for Sora that replaces his image with the 2D art. There's even different poses depending on how Sora is feeling in the moment. I like the normal 3D render of Sora, but there's just something classic about having 2D art. Of course, there's gameplay adjusting mods like the Kingdom Hearts 3 Restyle mod. Moving Sora has never felt better as it allows the player to cancel their combos faster. It feels better to land hits and get away without ending lag, making the game feel much more snappy. And you know what feels really snappy? The Revenge Value Change mod. So this mod allows Roxas and KAIRI to be able to do combos like Sora. In the base game, both of these characters can only do a single combo before an enemy reacts. With this mod, they'll do about 2.5 combos. You know, you combine this with the TREUS mod menu, and I got to experience a good chunk of the game as playable KAIRI. While I would love to have an entirely new KAIRI game, like a real action RPG one, this was good enough to hold me down. Speaking of holding me down, no more ingredients. No. This is not a good spot for them. The No More Ingredients mod prevents Sora, Donald, and Goofy from talking about food. Like, sometimes I just want to vibe and explore the world. Then Donald is in my ear with his hot breath, like, this looks like a good spot to get that out of here. Now I'm just alone with my thoughts. But sometimes that's fine when using the Map Enhancement Overhaul mod. You ever just want to know the location of every lucky emblem, ingredient, and treasure chest? Well, this mod is for you. Each map in the game is now labeled with the exact locations of these items. It makes finding them so much easier, especially if the players are just trying to get a 100% save file. Those lucky emblems can be a menace sometimes. I think I collected them about 3 or 4 times completely, and I have to do it again on the PC, so this mod just makes it way easier. Then again, the Everything on Sale mod might just be a game changer in its entirety. Every weapon, item, map, keyblade, stat boost, basically anything you can obtain in the game is now available for purchase in the shop. You can even buy more money when you're short on money. I'd like to acknowledge that this mod is cheating. It's basically cheating, but like, you know, who cares? Like, it's just something that I'm doing in a single player game that doesn't really affect anyone else. It would be one thing if it was multiplayer or something, but man, I've played Kingdom Hearts 3 so many times. I do not want to go through Elsa's Frozen Slide another time to get the Ultima weapon. I could just buy it at the shop. Sometimes I just want it, and thank goodness for this mod. These are the mods that just make the game feel better and much easier to want to come back to. Then there's the filthy stuff. The nasty filth that brings me so much joy, you have no idea. Donald and Goofy Among Us might be my favorite mod of all time. It replaces both of their models with green and red crewmates, and it's easily the funniest thing I've ever seen. Hold on, please. Come on, baby. That's perfect. Just seeing them appear in cutscenes and do like the serious Kingdom Hearts things, it just brings me so much genuine laughter. And sometimes Goofy just doesn't work. Like, he'll just remain stuck where he's supposed to be moving, and it's so broken but funny. Oh my god, look at the green one, look at the green one. Then there's like these nice mods, you know, the cute ones and nostalgic ones. The first one I put on were the mods to make Kingdom Hearts 2 Riku, KAIRI, and Mickey appear. Like, I love all of their Kingdom Hearts 3 outfits, but to see their classic looks in Kingdom Shader was fire. Then there's a Dark Corridor save mod that replaces every save point with a dark portal. Sometimes I'd be completely forgetting what a save point is because of how it blends in with the environment, but it's so cool. Like, you step on it and a giant portal appears. You know, combine this mod with a playable Roxas or XION, and it looks so cool to just watch them step into the darkness. All that just to save. Of course, the Keyblade of Cart Keyblade for Dark Riku is one of those classic looks things. Like, it just looks comfortable in his hands, like it was always meant to be there. It's a clear reference to Kingdom Hearts 1, and it makes me want this Keyblade to return more often. It just feels right. On the other hand, there's the Aqua, Terra, and Ven Keyblade armor mods that give them their full set from Birth by Sleep. I thought it was so heartbreaking when these costumes didn't get used during the Keyblade War. Like, that's where all the action is. They should suit up. And speaking of suiting up, oh my lord, the Vanitas Remnant Drip. Introduced as a secret boss in Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, Vanitas Remnant was a boss with just a single health bar that sent my mental health down the toilet. Do you know what kind of mind games this kind of battle gave me? The one thing I will say is that this outfit is fantastic. I love the combination of black and white, and to see it appear in Kingdom Shader really makes it pop. They even altered Vanitas' face under the mask, which is not something we got to see. So cool. There's final XION, XEMNAS, and LARXENE as well throughout the game. I just gave all the main characters new fits because why not? I feel like everybody should get some. For example, young XEHANORT Katsuki fit. I don't know anything about Naruto, I'll just be honest, but I like the fit. I feel like whoever wears this coat must be a functioning member of society within the series. It just looks so official, you know? Then I started looking deeper into character model mods. Like, who was I gonna have replace Sora during my playthroughs? And honestly, it could have been anybody. It could have been Aqua, Roxas, even 2B if I wanted to. But ultimately, I decided to go with Namine. She's one of my favorite Kingdom Hearts characters, and she's always working behind the scenes. Like, she never gets to throw hands, so putting her right onto Sora and watching her beat people up is so uncanny.
Yo, she's had enough. We had to get Namine out the house. That's really what it came down to, bro.
But honestly, it just makes me want a Namine game. Everybody's talking about getting a KAIRI game and how Square should make a KAIRI game. Nah, let me get that full-blown Namine game. I don't even know what that would be like, but after this mod, I'm kind of gonna need that now. Then I went even deeper with the character model mods. I found one that replaces old man XEHANORT with SEPHIROTH. And let me tell you, the level of work in this mod, not only does it replace the model, but it includes SEPHIROTH voice lines and different forms depending on where the player is in the battle.
No true suffering. Descend, heartless, perish now. There is only despair.
It's so crazy to see them throw hands like this. Speaking of throwing hands, the Thomas the Tank Engine mod, replacing the tram in Twilight Town with Tom. I can't. This is the content I've been waiting for my whole life. Then there's the Family Guy title screen. The Family Guy. Like, why? Like, why? Like, I don't know what's worse. The fact that this exists or the fact that this is going to be my permanent title screen going forward. I went to go look at the description for this mod and it says, "Hey Lois, I'm in the main menu." These are my kind of people. The joke memes go even further. Like, there's so many mods dedicated to changing Luxord's deck, and like, this is my absolute favorite. There are a handful of mods that I haven't tried yet, but I definitely want to look into, like Data Greeting Plus. The Data Greeting in Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind DLC allowed players to move their characters in different locations. It's a fun distraction and pushes players to get creative and take really cool photos, but there were these silly limitations that prevented them from really being fleshed out. Like, I don't understand why I have to have the Monsters Inc. Donald only in Monsters Inc. It's more fun when you could do anything with the tools available, and this mod does that. For the description, it says there can be duplicates of the same character, increased object limit, and any character can be placed within the map, and I definitely want to look into that. It can be helpful like making thumbnails down the line. Also, playable Waluigi. You can now play as Waluigi with his famous tennis racket. Like, who doesn't want that option? Then there's the mods that have to do with melody and memory that I'm super interested in checking out. Like, people have been creating custom song charts and I want to play them all. If I can play We Don't Talk About Bruno and Smash Mouth all in the same game, I'd be happy until I die. And honestly, there's probably a bunch of mods that I'm forgetting to mention right now, and not because they aren't important, but because I literally have the memory of a goldfish and the mental capacity to only do so much. Anyways, the Kingdom Hearts modding community has been super dedicated even before the series made its way to the Epic Games Store. It's hard to believe that it's been less than a year since that happened, and they've been able to accomplish so much. There's so many possibilities as time passes and people improve with more practice. And this is my video just as a giant love letter to you. The modding community has carried the Kingdom Hearts community on their back during the quiet times recently. Sure, we got the Kingdom Hearts 20th anniversary official stuff coming out, but now I got eyes on the modding community with equal excitement. So thank you so much for what you do. But yeah, let me know. How about you guys? Do you have a favorite mod? Do you have the PC versions of the game at all? Is there a mod you would like to see? Like, I stream myself experiencing these mods firsthand all the time, link in description, plug. But it's a total treat every time. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to comment, like, subscribe, and stay awesome.